So this is the yarn that I use, which is Iceland. From Iceland, it's called Mystique. It's a bulky number 5, 25% wool and 75 acrylic. Now, you don't have to use this yarn, you can use any bulky weight number 5. Yeah, I know how long to make mine, but you may also want to get a tape measure to be able to measure your head or your circumference, or you can do it by freestyle if you want. That's up to you. But you also need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle to be able to. So once you've got your yarn that you're going to use for the project together and ready, you'll need to chain 31. Or any amount of chains that equal the length of how long you want your hat. And that's going from your middle part of your top part of your head all the way down to wherever you want it to lie. If you want in a bit of a flap like I have in the photo, then add probably an extra inch on top of it. So that's why I've come with 31 chains with using a bulky number 5. So now, with what I'm going to do now is using the half treble crochet, I'm going to put that, I'm going to put the first half treble crochet into the second chain from the hook. So you don't clasp the one on the hook that's classed as your working chain, you skip the next one and work a half treble into the second one. So you yarn over, go into the second chain, yarn over, pull back through, 3 loops on your hook, and you yarn over, pull through all 3. Now what we're going to do is carry on and put 1 half treble into every chain all the way down to the bottom of the row. So row 1 is just 1 half treble. Like so. So by the end of it, you should, in theory, yeah, it's getting tangled. So by the end of the row, you should have 30 stitches. So that's what it should start to look like at the end of your first row. Now, to start your second row, all we need to do is chain 1 and turn your work. And now, as you can see, if you look at it from this way, you've got 2 loops on your hook. This is a 1 row repeat, and this is the row in which you're going to be repeating. Now, to make the ridge, like you've seen in the hat and the pictures at the beginning, we're going to work in the back loop of the loops all the way through the project. We're still using a half treble. So how we're going to do that is you yarn over, turn your work and work into, I can't see what, yarn over and do your half treble, but you're only picking up the back loop. Like so. And then just put in 1 half treble like you did on the previous row, but you're only working into that back loop. So you do repeat that until the end of the row, and I'll meet back up with you. So once you get to the end of the row, as you can see, well, the last stitch looks a bit funny. So what we'll need to do is just, like you have been, the back loop of that stitch is actually down here, hiding. So you just go like that. And now all you need to do is repeat the second row until you get the hat, this part, until it wraps around your head. So once you get to that point, I'll meet back up with you. So once you've got your main piece done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew it up together. You can crochet it together if you fancied. That's up to you. So I've got my yarn needle here with some yarn up to it, and I'm just going to go into this stitch here and then grab up the next stitch, the other stitch at the other side. As you can see, the other side is the starting where all my chains are, so yeah, it should be, you'll be picking up just one loop, not two. But anyway, once you've picked up your loops, make sure you've got enough tail at this side left to tie up. And then all I'm going to do is go back and forth like this. And just pick up the same amount, the same stitch at the other side, and just go back and forth like that. You can do the whip stitch if you fancied, but I find this stitch easier. You can crochet it together if you want, using the half treble, so then it gives you a bit more space, or single crochet or slip stitch it together. So I'm just going to do this all the way until the end of my work. Like so. And I'll like so, and I'll meet back up with you at the end. So once you got to the end, I'm just going to go back down a few stitches and then weave in the tail. So I'm just going to go back down a few stitches, like so. And then I'm going to hide my tail on this side because it looks more similar to this colour. And then just pick up a few off the stitches like so. And then snip that bit off. And I'm going to hide this tail here, the same way as I've just done it at the other end. Here, go back through a few stitches to this side like that. And then just pick up a few of these stitches here, go back the opposite way, like so, and then snip that in. And then we're going to cinch the top half of it together. But before I do, I'm just going to quickly hide this tail here. like so. Right, so now pick whichever bit you like to be at the top. I think I'll work this bit at the top. Get another decent amount of yarn, and then we're going to try and cinch the top part of it together. So how I'm going to do that is, that's the back of the hat, where the ridge is there. So what I'm going to do is work by weaving the needle in and out between the different rows, just to get a few bits up, a few changing away. Again, make sure you leave a bit of a tail so you know where your starting point is, and just then go weaving in and out, picking some of the loops up from the stitches, like so. Zoom in a bit for you. You will start to see the hat actually cinching together as we go around. As you can see, it's starting to cinch in. So just carry on until we get the top part closed in. As you can start to see, it's starting to come a bit tighter. Like so. Sorry about the lawnmower going off, that's my next door neighbour cutting his grass. So just carry on doing this until we get to the top. Well, I'm back at the end now, beginning anyway. Perfect. So now, all we need to do now, once we're back at the beginning, is actually pull these strands together, like so. And as you can see, it has now cinched the top up. So what I'm going to do now is tie a knot there, like so, if I can find the end of the tail. And then just pull, like so, and that has now cinched up the top half of the hat. So what I'm going to do now is hide them tails down some of the stitches from the hat itself, just to save it from coming undone. Like so, and then just go back up a few just to loop back around on itself. like so. Snip that off. Then again, hide the other one. Let me hide it through onto this colour here. Just weave that into about there. And down that one. Like so. And then hide it back up on a few. Like that. And then so that's what the hat looks like. Now you can flip it up like that, or you can keep it down like it was, and you can also add a pom-pom on the top, which I might do just to be able to close that hole up at the top. So once you've got your pom-pom, I'm using this one, not the one that... So once you've got your pom-pom, I just put some of the yarn that you've been using onto it, and then feed it around a few of the stitches at the top. Well, actually no. What I'm going to do is get these two ends of the yarn that I'm using, feed it through the hole like so, and hopefully, yep, it stays on the top, and then pull this through like this so I can see it. And then what I'm going to do, just tie a bit of a knot on it so the yarn's actually joined to the pom-pom. Feed it through my thing, and then I'm going to loop through some of these loops that are here, which will also help close up that hole even more that's there. Like so. And then feed that again down some of the stitches on the inside like so, and then back up the same way, just missing a loop or two like that. Cut off, and then do the same with the other end, and I'll meet back up with you.